Just they forgot who I am and what I represent, what I stand for. It's the king for a fall, but I outshot them all.
All right, guys, we are back in here. For all the people that are new to the channel, thank you guys for showing up to the channel. You guys see the title, Bivol versus Ramirez. We're going to talk about that tonight. Also, we're going to get into some other little things that went on this week. So we're going to do like a little quick recap and all that other stuff. Appreciate you guys for coming in that are new. Like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button and all that. And if you are coming back to the channel, appreciate you guys for coming on in. I'm sure the fam is going to start rolling up in here in this camp. And Anthony Johnson, salute, man. Appreciate you coming on up in here, man. Oh, man. Yeah, man, we got a little bit to talk about tonight. Hopefully these algorithms go ahead and kick in, let everybody know we are on. And we're going to just do a little bit of talking tonight. We're not going to hold you guys tonight. I know it's a long night, and you guys are ready for kind of sit back, have something to sip on or whatever else, you know. You know how it goes, guys. I totally understand. I totally understand. I totally understand. First off, like I said, we're gonna let people roll on up in here in this camp. We last night was a really good conversation, man. These last few nights, man, have been, man, they all been off the chain, man. We have been talking, shooting it straight from the hip. And man, and you know what's crazy, guys? I am gonna show you guys this though. That everybody is getting into this war, man. It's pretty crazy. And I'm gonna show you this, guys, today what happened. I had Rick Glacier. I don't know if you guys saw that tweet, right? The tweet said, let me find it over here. I'll just tell you guys because you guys will believe me anyway. It'll say it right here. Hold on. It was today I hit Rick Glacier up and it said, he said, I listened to Earl Spence on a video from earlier this year, heard how his speech was slurred, then went back to the old video right after he beat Cal Brook. And let me tell you, Earl's speech is much worse now. He now sounds damaged. This cannot be ignored. Wow. You know what? I am going to change the title to this thing. Because we're going to, I gotta, well, you know what? I'm not going to change the title of that because we're going to talk about that too. Because sometimes those algorithms are a little bit crazy, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what he said, man. We are going to talk about what he said. Hold on, guys. I want to make sure that everybody else is seeing on here. Let me see. Let me X this off. All right, we're gonna redo this one. All right, hold on. Here we go. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Rick Glacier said that about Earl Spence, and we're gonna get into that too, right along with the Caleb Plant and I mean not Caleb Plant, the Bivol and Ramirez. We're gonna talk about that too. So that's two things we got to cook on. So we're gonna start with Bivol, and you know how we do. We kind of bounce back and forth a little bit, but and I wanted to bring that up in the beginning of the video because you know sometimes when we're here we talk for a long time. What's going on, Adrian? What is going on, man? Yeah, man, we got a little bit to talk about tonight, man. Like I said, we ain't gonna hold everybody out too late tonight because I know that a lot of people on here it's Friday night. Everybody want to get laid back. But the two things we're going to talk about, like I said, we're going to talk about Bivol versus Ramirez and also what Rick Glacier said. And I don't know if you guys saw that, but we'll get into the Rick Glacier comment a little bit later on. But so like I said, we'll start letting people roll in. So we won't have to repeat ourselves too much, but the rest of the crew will hear about this. But Adrian, let me tell you this. I don't know if you saw this tweet, and I'm going to have to do another one about it because it just be so much stuff I be wanting to talk about with you guys later on. And I needed to start doing more videos and slicing up. So I'll do that. I'll put that out there for the rest of the people to say. But what happened is Rick Glacier, he hit up today. He said, I listened to Earl Spence on a video from earlier this year, heard how his speech was slurred, then went back to an old video right after he beat Cal Brook. And it's supposed to be Cal Brook, but he put Cal Brook. And let me tell you, Earl's speech is much worse now. He now sounds damaged. This cannot be ignored. Wow. So, as your boy would say, As your boy would say, let me tell you what happened. Let me see this. Let me see. He might have erased that. He might have erased that. Let me see. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Hold on. I'm gonna show you what the I hit him up and I think he erased it. I should have took a picture of it today, but I told him, I said, man, how does it feel when you have a fall from grace, right? And he put back, I've never fell from grace. Yeah. Adrian the barber, what's up? What's up, man? Appreciate you rolling up in here, man. Like I said, we're gonna talk about Bivol versus Ramirez, and we're also gonna talk about what Rick Glacier said about Earl Spence too. He said that Earl Spence has his speech and stuff is slurring, and I was just explaining to them how I hit him up. Listen, I saw that too, but when it comes to boxing, Spence hasn't slipped a beat. Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't slipped a beat, but you never know, man. It could just be him lazy talking. It could be any of that stuff. It could be his teeth and all. And I mean, it could be any of that stuff, man. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If he's really slipping and slurring, I'm sure his family would say that. But for you to put that out there, man, you know, I mean, that's your opinion. That's his opinion. But like I said, I went at him, and I'm trying to find where I went at him because that's what I put. I put seems like you're upset with your fall from grace. And he responded to that. Let me see if he, yep, he responded to that. He said, I have no fall from grace. Yeah, yeah, you do. You got to fall from grace, Rick. Yeah, yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with Spence. Ain't a damn thing wrong with Spence, man. That's how we talk in Texas. G Rock 44. Appreciate you rolling up in here, fam. Yeah, man, we're gonna get all the way off into that, man. Listen, man, is that not crazy? Is that not crazy? I mean, when people can't say something good about you, they always try to find some kind of way to assassinate your character, right? What was the point of putting that out there? Did Spence look messed up in his last fight? When Spence talk, he always talks kind of slow or whatever else. And like G Rock said, man, that's how they talk down in Texas. That could just be the way he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then some nights he might be feeling good when he talks. When he's out of the fight, guess what? He sips a little bit. He can. He's allowed to sip. You know what I'm saying? He said, how about this? He's got the Forrest Whitaker eye, and that hasn't stopped him from busting these cats up. hey, 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 say that again, man. Say that again. Hey, what they say to Spence? They said, man, hey, we heard you lost a step. And he said, well, I might have, but I'm still too much for these other cats. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It is crazy. But yeah, man, me and Rick Glacier went at it today, man. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because I told him he hating. Had a fall from grace. He told me I didn't have a fall for grace. That's what he said. Yeah. Is that not crazy, man? But we're gonna let other people roll in with that too. But we're gonna talk a little bit about this Ramirez and Bivol fight. Man, I went and looked it up a little bit. I'm still on the fence, man. Ramirez can fight, man, but let me just tell you guys this. Let me just be straight up with you. I think that Ramirez is a little more seasoned than Bivol. I think, but some of the fighters he fought, he's fighting a lot more Cuban fighters and stuff like that. And, Cuban style, he might just have that style that can run through them Cubans. You know what I'm saying? Because he comes straight ahead too. So that might work out better. So it's different. Styles make fights. So I might have to. I think it's so close, but I think at this point, man, I might be leaning towards Bivol on this. And the only reason why I was giving it to Ramirez a little bit more because I know he can. Yeah, I know he can box. Plus, he had a lot more fights. He had a whole lot more fights. So I kind of was thinking about that a little bit more with Ramirez. Bivol can fight. He's a solid fighter. The thing that I like about Bivol is that he doesn't do a lot of crazy fancy stuff, and it doesn't take all that. Look at Spence. Spence, he has all that other stuff in his arsenal, but he just sticks to what he does. Like he said, I know they said Boots said he had a lot more tricks, and Spence said you might have a lot more tricks, but I can flat out fight. I can flat out damn fight is what Spence said. So, and you got to go with that. But it's crazy, man. It's really crazy. It is really crazy with that. So, you know, but like I said, I might because I know what's time some people came in last night and we supposed to be making a little friendly wager, but when I really think about it, man, I don't know, man. I can't just be doing it with just I had to break it down a little bit. When I really looked in it, it's gonna be a close fight. It's gonna be a close fight. But I think I might have to lean towards Bivol on this one a little bit. I might have to because he's got a confidence boost. If he sticks to his boxing and sticks to that jab that he put out there with Canelo, the thing that I didn't like that also got me with Bivol is that Canelo was a little vulnerable in that fight, and he didn't try to put Canelo away. And that to me is kind of what made me be a little standoffish about him. Just a hair. Not bad, but just a hair. Because it's like your jab is working, everything is working. You work off that jab, you open up other stuff. He was clearly the bigger fighter. He clearly had him outgunned. And it's like at that point, you got to go all out. You got to go ahead and try to finish it and make a statement. And I just don't think that statement was made because Canelo got tired. You're a bigger fighter. You could have been leaning on Canelo. You could have been doing all kind of stuff. Could have been roughing him up. You could have made sure you wore Canelo out the rest of the way, and you had a chance to put him down, try to stop him. I mean, Canelo didn't really have any answers for that. I mean, he was trying to do a little bit of movement and that stuff, and all you had to do was do a little bit more feints, you know. So, and that's why I said that he has a little bit more to grow. He hadn't had a lot of fights. Bivol hadn't had a whole lot of fights, so he's got a little bit of a little bit of a little bit more experience he needs. He's not the most experienced person out there because if he was a little bit more experienced, what he could have done was could have worked off that jab a whole lot, could have went to the body a little bit more in the opening rounds. Towards the end, as he saw Canelo starting to get tired, is when he could have start putting other stuff in, start fainting a little bit, start wearing him down even more, and that would have wore Canelo out. And after the 10th round, 9th, 10th round, right after the 9th, close to the 10th round, he could have really started turning on trying to stop him. And if he didn't stop him, he could have really bust him up pretty bad. I mean, he won, but you know. Oh, you think Adrian said he thinks Ramirez is going to be a little too much for Bivol? I tell you what, and I was leaning yesterday towards Ramirez winning, but like I said, it was kind of close. But I wanted to do a little bit more research. I know somebody wanted to be on her last night. Mr. Finesse wanted to know if I wanted to make a friendly wager on it, and I was like, yeah. I said, but wait, before I do, let me do a little bit more research. So I did a little bit more research on it. I like Ramirez. I like Bivol too. I think I was going off Ramirez having a little bit more experience is what I was going for. But a lot of those fights that he did really well in is with some Cuban fighters and stuff like that. And in those styles, Cuban fighters are a little different. And so it probably works better for Ramirez. What's going on, Diana? Salute. Glad you strolled up in here, man. We got a little bit to talk about tonight. Like I said, it's a Friday night. I ain't gonna hold everybody all night tonight, but I want to let some people roll in. What's your thoughts on the Ramirez and Bivol fight? Plus, I'm gonna tell you what me and Rick Glaser had a little bit of change of words today on Twitter. He put out a statement about Spence. He said that, and I'll read it for you. He said, I listened to Earl Spence on a video from earlier this year, heard how his speech was slurred, then went back to some old videos right after he beat Canelo. Well, Kell Brook, my bad. After he beat Kell Brook. And let me tell you, Earl's speech is much worse now. He now sounds damaged. This cannot be ignored. Wow. That's what he said. What do you think about that? And my response to Rick was, I said, Rick, seems like you're upset with your fall from grace. And because Earl Spence really blocked him, he know what I was talking about, and some other people have. And he put crack up, laugh out loud, laughing emojis. He said, I have no fall from grace. Whatever, man. You definitely got to fall from grace. Let me get my stuff set back. Like have my stuff in the background a little bit festive, you know what I mean? All right. She said he's a 64-year-old insecure narcissist. Damn shame. It is. It is. It is. But he put that out there. He threw that right out there at Spence, right? And what Adrian said earlier was, he said he said Spence. I'll put it back up on the screen. He said Spence got that Forrest Whitaker eye going on, and that didn't stop him. He's still too much for these cats. So at the end of the day, man, I think if it was a problem, they would have addressed that. You know what I'm saying? And it could be because he got those new teeth in, and like Mr. 44, I think what was the gentleman from let me get a screen name, make sure I got a screen name right. G Rock 44 said it's a Southern draw. He said that's how they talk it in Texas. You know what I mean? And so different places talk differently, you know? But you put it out there that man is slurring and all this other stuff. Why? What's the point of that? What's the point? I mean, there's a million things, other things you could say. And then when, like I said, we're talking about Bivol and Ramirez. And I know Mr. Finesse was saying last night he wanted to make a friendly wager, and I told him I want to do a little bit more research on it. I was leaning towards Ramirez a little bit more because of his experience, basically. And I like Bivol. I think Bivol is a good, solid fighter, but I think he doesn't have as much experience. But when I went back and went back through it and stuff, I see that Ramirez does a lot better with Cuban fighters, and he's been stopping them guys. So he's been running through them guys a little bit. He fought a German fighter, did okay, but the Cuban fighters is what he really showed out a little bit more. So with the Cuban styles and stuff that he does, so you know, styles make fights. So I had to rethink that. I think it's going to be a close fight, but in a way, I think I'm tipping the scale just slightly towards Bivol. I'm really on the fence, and I just need to get off the fence and say one. So I'm gonna stick with Bivol. I'm gonna stick with Bivol only because I think Bivol has a really good jab, and I think he's gonna box a little bit more. And I think with him coming off at Canelo win, his confidence is there, and I think that he'll work that jab. I think he'll work that jab a little bit more. You said you have Bivol and you excited for this fight. Okay, cool, cool. Adrian the barber said he thinks Ramirez is gonna win. That's what he thinks. And like I said, it's gonna be a good fight. I'm excited too. I'm definitely excited for this fight. But the bad thing about it is, if Ramirez wins, Canelo said he's not fighting Ramirez, and I don't think that's fair. You know what I mean? But that is what it is. That's for another argument. But if Bivol wins, Canelo had that hand injury, and he went and had that surgery, and they're saying he's talking about the rematch, but he's not going to come off a hand surgery and go right into that fight. So we won't see that fight till later. So Bivol don't need to wait around for that fight. And then Bivol said he didn't make a lot of money off that Canelo fight either. And at this point, if he beats Canelo again, he doesn't earn anything extra unless he knocks Canelo out. And then everybody's still gonna say he's a bigger fighter. So should he really even fight Canelo again? Now he said he would move down to 168 and fight Canelo for those belts. He would do that. Now then I would like to see that. I'd like to see that because then he gets something out of it, you know. G Rock said Canelo don't want no parts of Bivol. He beat him like a drum. He did. Yep. He said Ramirez brings pressure to me, Bivol, the better boxer. That's what I'm saying. But the thing that's got me a little bit, it was his experience, because I think he could have done a lot better with Canelo. He could have worked the body a little bit more off Canelo, bigger fighter. He could have leaned on him, wore Canelo down. Everybody knows Canelo fades a little bit towards the later rounds. You know, he gets a little bit tired. So being a bigger fighter, he could have warmed down a little bit, worked that jab, and went to the body to help slow it down, because Canelo really didn't have an answer for that. And then the biggest thing was he could have feint. He could threw some feints in there because Canelo was going to every feint, right? And help wear him down off of that, and should have tried to stop him. Even if he couldn't have stopped him, he should have tried. But it seemed like he played it safe. And that to me shows he doesn't have a killer instinct. I mean, it doesn't show that he doesn't have it, but he didn't show it that much in that fight with me. You know what I mean? I would have liked to have seen him go in there and really try to do damage to Canelo, because Canelo wasn't bringing nothing to him. And with a fighter like Ramirez is going to bring it. So you got to have that dog in you. That's what I mean. You got to have that dog. And Ramirez, to me, seemed like he's got it. We got to see it. We got to see it. But we're going to find out what Bivol brings. We're going to find out what Bivol brings. Definitely. Oh, yeah, guys. Plus, like I said, I have this up, too. We definitely have phone lines open. The phone lines stay open throughout the thing, throughout the conversation. And if you guys want to call in, feel free to. You get a few minutes on here and vent and come on off. Say what you got to say and keep on going. So the phone line's open. Let me make sure that I got this thing queued in and ready for everybody. Let me make sure. Hold on. Make sure we got this thing ready. All right, here we go. And we will be up and going now. It's ready. All right. We up and going. All right. Bivol versus Better Biv. Both have pound for pound slots. Yep. It'd be a good one. It'd be a good one. But better be if, man, hey, that dude brings the noise, man. He brings the noise, man. Good evening, man. Good evening, Will. How's it going on, man? Yeah, I want to come in here and we're gonna talk about. I said we're gonna talk about Bivol and Ramirez. We're gonna talk about a little bit more about what Rick Glacier said about Spitz slurring and that kind of stuff. And like I said, it's Friday night, so we ain't gonna keep everybody on her too late. I ain't gonna worry everybody with that too late tonight. But I want to get in here and do a recap of the week, you know, and see who I was gonna watch the fight this weekend and see. I want to hear everybody put down who they are, think gonna win this fight. That's what I want. And so I got off the fence. I was leaning a little bit towards Ramirez. Then I did a little bit more studying on Ramirez versus Bivol, and I saw that Ramirez does real good with Cuban fighters. So, um, his style works better for that, and he's been knocking those guys out. Fought some Germans, they fought a German guy. The guy's a little bit more of a boxer, and so you know, okay, and he's a little bit more of a boxer, so it kind of went the distance and stuff. So that's why I say with Bivol, I'm gonna lean a little bit towards Bivol. Like I said, I thought Bivol needed a little bit more experience, but he did pretty good with this Canelo thing. I think he could have done better. I think it was a little bit of lack of experience, and I want to see what Bivol's gonna do with that pressure. And it's a good fight. It's a good fight. Really, I'm happy with whoever wins. In a way, I like this. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Let me just say that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Diana said, true, but Canelo was the oldest looking 31-year-old I've ever seen. He was fading without Bivol bringing heat. He was. He was. He really was. And that's what I was saying. And if Bivol brought the heat, he should have been. D-Ray Promotions. Yeah, he should have brought the heat, man. Yeah. He said, Will said he's going to Winnipeg Jets game tomorrow afternoon, but we'll be home to watch the fight. Cool. I don't know if I'm going to go live or if I'm just going to watch the fight on my own and just do it on there. So I don't know. I'm just a little bit off, The drop, salute, Showboating Sports. Excited for the fight, bro. I'm leaning towards Bivol, but it's boxing and one punch can change it all. I agree. And he said Ramirez is a big dude. He really is. He really is a big dude, man. He is, but like we said, style makes fights. And if Bivol comes in there and sticks to his boxing game like he did with Canelo, but he's gonna have to stand in. He's gonna have to stand on it. He's gonna have to lay some power shots because Ramirez is coming. He's coming, dude. He is coming. So he's gonna have to work that jab. He's gonna have to do some feints. He's gonna have to, he's got to do some stuff. He's got to put in that work. It's gonna be a good one, man. Said Bivol's work rate wore down Canelo. Different strategy next time. Double A said that. Salute, Clint Eastwood. What's going on, fam? Appreciate you coming up in here, man. I'm driving, but here to support the channel. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Like I said, we ain't gonna hold everybody too long tonight. The League of Legacies. What's up, man? What's good, my dude? Don't forget to hit the like button on the way in, everybody. Appreciate that. Like I said, man, we are chit-chatting about Bivol and Ramirez. I had to get off the fence because, they wanted to talk about that. But had to get on off that fence, man. He must bring the heat. We gave a boxer versus a brawler. Yep, that's exactly what we're getting. Boxer versus brawler. Jackie Hernandez, thank you for rolling up in the camp, young lady. Appreciate it. Glad everybody is up in here. And I'm going to run over the topics real quick for all the people that just came in. We are talking about the Bivol versus Ramirez. And also a little bit later, we're going to get into Rick Glacier. We kind of went back and forth on Twitter today. Because Rick, I'll read the statement to you guys real quick. And so right now, we're going to get everybody's statement on there about how they feel about the Ramirez fight. We're going to stick to that real quick. But in the back of your mind, we are going to be talking about Rick Glacier. Today, he put up a statement. He said, I listened to the Earl Spence on video from earlier this year. Heard how his speech was slurred, then went back to listen to an older version right after he beat Kell Brook. And let me tell you, Earl's speech is much worse now. He now sounds damaged. This cannot be ignored. Wow. #boxing. Then I put up at Rick Glacier, seems like you're upset with your fall from grace. And then he responded back to me is laugh. He said, I have no fall from grace. So we'll be talking about that a little bit. Shouldn't even brought that up. He shouldn't have, but he did. We'll address that. So what I'm asking everybody to do, what I'm asking everybody to do, can everybody put in there? So well, you know what? We can't even worry about it. We got to keep a mental note because all the comments that I forgot, the comments that we put in live doesn't transfer over to the regular stuff. I'm gonna say that way everybody can say who they're going for, and then we'll have, see everybody's pick, but we can't really do that because no matter what pick you put in, as soon as we come off live, YouTube erases it. So we'll just keep a mental. But just remember, everybody, I got off the fence. Remember, I was leaning towards Ramirez, and I was like, I'm kind of on the fence a little bit, but I'm leaning towards Ramirez. So now I'm on Bivol, but I give Bivol just a slight nod, just slightly, just slightly. It's a damn good fight, and I'm happy for it, man. I'm happy for this fight. About time. Oh, my God. About time. Hey, Adrian, it's for you, man. I figured I'd come in here and have my own little bit tonight, too. Hey, Adrian was feeling good last night, wasn't he? I'm glad everybody came in and had a good time, though. I am. I'm glad everybody did. He said that fight is a 51-49 fight. I agree. It's a 51-49 fight. I agree with that. And it's good because I'm tired of seeing fights where you already know who the winner is going to be. You know what I mean? You already know who the winner going to be. And we ain't even got to go over there. We ain't even got to go get into that other silly crap tonight. We can stick with this one. But, man, we already know who's going to win some of these other fights. And, man, it's just getting old, man. That shit gets old. I understand you take one of those fights, but just keep taking those damn fights, man. It gets old, man. It gets old. But at least this weekend, we got two fights that we know on the books. There's not more of a 70-30 fight. You know what I mean? We got a few of those. What's Ramirez's record? I think Ramirez is. Hold on. I'll tell you. Hold on one second. I'll tell you real quick. I'll look it up and find out for you. All right. Here we go. We'll find it. Unless somebody else knows it a little bit more. Yeah. Anybody put it up? Yeah. Let's see. All right. Hold on. Make sure. 44-0. Yeah. 44-0. All right. Cool. Yeah. You beat me to it. Yep. But Ramirez does a whole lot better with Cuban fighters, man. He really does, man. He really does. And he got 30 knockouts. He's got 30 knockouts. Boxer versus brawler, I tend to go with the boxer. Yep. But in this case, the boxer has a little less experience too. He's got a little less experience, so he's a KOS show. Clint Eastwood said 44-0. Yep. He said, about to take a trip and get Henny white label overseas for $65 instead of $300 in the States. Oh, you talking about that? That white Henny? Man, you know what, man? I had 3 bottles of that white Henny, man. I've been sitting on that stuff for a couple of years, man. Got it from Jamaica and grabbed it from Jamaica. And that stuff is it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good, man. I still got a bottle of it. I actually got rid of a bottle because somebody wanted one. Then I cracked one open and I took a little sip out of it. And I got another whole bottle that I haven't even opened up, man. Got a whole nother bottle of that white Henny. Never even opened it. I got a whole bunch of stuff, man. I don't drink. I drink just a little bit. This is something silly right here. But yeah. Oh, you go to the DR? Man, dude, I've been wanting to go to the DR. And I'm going to get down to the DR, man. I got to get down to the DR in Brazil. 2 places I got to go. I got to go get to, man. Yeah. And the League of Legacy said experience does make a big difference. Got to question the quality of that experience, though. Yep. Pimping is easy. Hey, dog, you putting it down, you going all the way down there and having fun and grabbing it. So, yeah. I might have to one of these days take a trip down there and join you down around that camp, man. But yeah, Yeah. Now, see, the thing about Ramirez, he's been fighting a lot of Cuban fighters, man, but he stopped them. He stopped them. Most of them Cuban fighters, he got 33 knockouts. So that's a pretty good knockout ratio. It really is. It really is. So he's got more knockouts than Bivol has had fights. So let me look up something. I'm gonna look one thing up real quick. Bivol is good, but it's just like my girl said on here. She said, let me go back to her thing. She said, Diana said, let me see where she said this at. This way you can see it because I agree with it. I agree with it. She said, let me find this stuff. Mm. She said about Canelo looking old at his young age. I can't find it. It's done rolled all the way off. But I agree with that, man. Canelo has a lot of wear and tear on his body, man. A whole lot. A whole lot. No? Said too many men in Brazil, cats getting that surgery. F that. Yeah, well, you're right. I didn't even. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. I think you helped me out with that too. But I'm gonna go down and see the scenery. I'm gonna go down and see the scenery, man. But yeah, it kind of kills it when you don't know who you're looking at. I get it. Yeah, it said people's always talking about Bivol amateur record. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? Amateur, that's the same way they do Loma. They talk about Loma winning was it 300 something fights and losing one. I mean, amateur is amateur. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get it. You get a lot of experience, but you find a lot of amateur people. What were their records like? You know what I mean? If you once you made the 300 amateur fights, which you should have made it to, you should have already probably done went professional by then. But you got 300 bouts under your belt. You fighting somebody with 50 bouts, man, you supposed to run through all them guys. Somebody with 100, you running through all of them. You got 300. You got 200 more bouts than they have. So, it's crazy. Said Canelo got 60 professional fights. It's catching up with him. It really is. It really is, man. It really is. And that might be why Canelo's taking it. But I'm like, man, get rid of the belts, man. Yeah, that knee. Yeah, that knee. Yeah, he keeps that. Yeah, Diana, he keeps that knee wrapped up. That knee stays wrapped up, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. He said Bivol box with straight fundamentals. That's a beast. Yeah. Listen, but I do the thing that I had Bivol did some good things in that fight. But the thing, Adrian, I know you agree with me. Me and Diana was talking about this. Is that, man, that like we were saying, he could have went in there and tried to stop that dude towards the end. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo is already towards the end. That beef catching with him. Yeah. Hey, it is. It is. But when towards the end of the fight, he started getting tired. You know what I'm saying? And he's been doing that. He did it with Caleb Plant. He did it. He did it with Caleb Plant. That's why I'm like, Caleb, he fades. You know that. You're a bigger fighter. You could have jabbed him, keep letting him walk you down, keep stepping side to side. You know what I mean? And hit him in the body. You fast enough to do it. And then towards the 10th round, he'd have been slowing down. You let him tire you out and stop you. He got stopped just like he stopped BJ Sanders. Canelo keeps throwing them uppercuts. He keeps on doing it. And them dudes keep bending down, dodging. You're a taller fighter. Fight tall. Work off your jab. Feint. Wear him on down. No, fight the long game with him. Because Canelo just ain't going to just let you just go in there and knock him out. Oh, he said Bivol is like Haney in his division. I can go with that. I can. Yeah, he's got some skills. He does. But we're gonna find out now. We're gonna find out because this will prove it. Can he do Ramirez like Devin did Jojo Diaz? That's kind of what it's gonna be like because Jojo can fight. And Devin put him on ice with that. Jojo can fight, man. Bivol got to work that jab, but plus Bivol, the thing is, man, Bivol gotta figure out a way to make sure Ramirez respects him. See, Devin, he might not have the best power in the world, but just like Floyd Mayweather, those guys respect that power a little bit. There's something he's hitting them with to make them dudes be like, hey, hold up. Because Kambosos thought he's gonna come back in there this time. I thought Kambosos was gonna just try to rush in there, and man, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. His face was kind of messed up. He said, I thought Canelo got frustrated with Plant, just showing that slick style gives him trouble. It does. It does. But Plant dropped the ball. He dropped the ball, man. You go make sure you all in shape. And guess what? I like that Plant is fighting Benavidez. I do. And I like that Plant's got a new trainer and they're working with him. Seemed like he did a pretty good job this last round. And so Plant, we'll see. We'll see what Plant gonna bring to the table. That's gonna be a good fight. He's trying to intimidate. That stuff doesn't work with real boxers. I'm gonna tone my language down for the ladies, not the tramps. I see y'all. Hey, Adrian, they know how you are, man. Hey, the ladies in this group right here, they tough. They bringing it. The ladies in this group bring it, man. They really do. They bringing it hard. And Devin is growing into his grown man strength. Oopsie, double word. Yeah, growing into his grown man strength. Grown in his grown man strength. Yeah. Yeah. He said, Devin looked dehydrated. He did, but you know what's saving Devin? Devin got smart. Devin went and got a nutritionist, and that helped him. That helped him a whole lot because right at the fight, I mean, he came in there looking good at the fight. He didn't look slow. He didn't look weak, especially not like how when Bunny fought Mikey Garcia. When Mikey Garcia fought Bunny, man, he was tired, man. He was really drained. Then, kisses for the Miss Diana. All right. Yeah, Diana. Hey, Diana holds her own, man. The other ladies do too. So, hey, I'm sure they used to that language. They and her holding it down, man. Appreciate them, man. And you know what's funny? Every time the ladies really say something, they say something with some fire and some intention behind it, don't they? They stand on it. I like that. AAR said, yeah, Plant was ahead and he started fading. Yeah, he faded late. He in there talking to Canelo and stuff, talking about, yeah, I'm gonna look better than what you thought. Man, come on, man. Your mind in that ring has got to stay on destruction. I got to stop this dude because this dude is trying to stop me. You don't have time. Now, I understand they talk to other fighters and agitate other fighters like that, but you got to have the confidence to do it. And Canelo was like, I'm trying to destroy you. And if you're going to talk to Canelo, you better have some fire in them gloves to stop Canelo. You got to have some fire in there because Canelo was there for that and you didn't capitalize on it. Now, do I think that he wouldn't do better next time? Maybe now he's got a different trainer. And it seemed like he did with Andy Durrell this time. Plant did better. But he should have made those changes before losing to Canelo, but maybe that was a wake-up call. And what they were saying last night is that when you take a loss, your career ain't over when you take a loss. It just ain't. It ain't. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't wish nothing bad on nobody, but if a lot more fighters would take a loss, we get a lot better boxing. A lot better. He said when Oscar fought Pac and when they showed Oscar before fight, I knew he was in trouble, badly dehydrated. Yeah. But listen, Oscar probably was badly dehydrated because he'd been doing that. He'd been drinking. No, Oscar did a lot of partying too, man. He really did. Said Plant was busy thinking about that bag. Yep. Let me put that up. Make sure everybody see it. I always try to make sure it's on the screen so that way it records up in there. So it'll be on there. Said Plant is the bread man now for training. Yep. He was moving away for large portions of the fight, back in Canelo. Yeah, he was. But the thing about it is that's when you kind of step to the side step and start working that body. You know what I'm saying? Canelo want to keep coming forward. You slip to one side, you slip to the other side. You feint to the head, go to the body. You start hitting Canelo in that body or whoever you fighting in that body and start slowing them down. You got to have something to keep these people off of you. A lot of people said Floyd is pillow fisted, but when Floyd was Pretty Boy Floyd, he could knock people out. Once he made it to 147, his hands brittle. He wasn't knocking nobody out, but he was hitting them hard enough to keep that respect. He really was. And that's what Plant has to do. That's what Bivol has to do. Cause I just, he's got to do it, man. He's got to do it. He's got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a good fight. Bivol and Ramirez is gonna be a good fight, and I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for that fight. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. Do y'all think y'all think somebody's gonna get knocked out, or y'all think it'll make it to the scorecards? Uh-huh. Do y'all think somebody gonna get knocked out in that fight or what? Yeah. Yeah, what y'all saying is right on there about Boots. Yeah. Yeah, Boots is the future of 147, but he'll go up to 154. Hey, did y'all hear unanimous decision, Bivol? Okay, that makes sense. I think it's going to a decision. Okay. Depends on Ramirez. Okay. If Bivol isn't disciplined. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with y'all. If Bivol doesn't stick to what he does and use all his experience all the way to the end and work his jab and stuff, I think Ramirez will catch him. If he don't, then he'll win by decision. So yeah. But Ramirez got some power, man. But what y'all was saying about Boots, hey, you heard Boots said he wants to be undisputed 147, 154, and 160. That's what he said. He's going to try to be undisputed at all three of those divisions. And he's got enough time to pull it off. 25. He got 10 years to pull that off. So he can do it. So anyone know the value of the belt? Money-wise, how much gold? I don't know. But I know, well, I guess different belts are worth different stuff. Because some of those belts got real diamonds and rubies in some of them. Some of them do. Hey, listen, they might as well give them something off at 3% they taking out in people's purse. Man, they taking some money out of those purses, boy. What they got in the belt? 20, 30 grand in the belt. Maybe, well, you know what? They getting that stuff printed up because it ain't, I don't know what them belts are worth these days. I guess it depends on which sanctioning body's belt and which belt it is. Like I said, guys, remember the phone lines are always open. Yeah, the sanctioning fees are crazy. They crazy. And depends on what belt it is. You remember that belt they made for Floyd? They said it was. Did they say it was $1 million belt? Was that him and Canelo? Was it Floyd and Manny? It was a big major fight like that, and it had those emeralds all on it. Y'all remember that belt? That was a hell of a belt. Yeah, three different divisions. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of boxing politics. Yeah, but see, this is the thing. The difference is, let's say Spence moves up, right? Nobody is beating Boots at 147. I can't say it's 100% fact that Spence beats Boots, but I think right now Spence beats Boots, right? But once Boots gets his hand on all three of them belts, he's got the WBO. He's got a lot of those. So he moves up to 154. Hey, they going to want to fight him. He can go grab a few of them belts, but people are going to run. People are going to run unless he gets up and go fight somebody like Jermell Charlo. Now, I don't know if Boots beats Jermell, not at this stage in his career, in both of their career. Said thoughts on Haney, Russell. Boys, exactly. Last stop for Haney, Ryan, and Tank Loma. So Haney and Russell. I'd have to see how Haney does at 140. Said Muhammad Ali's belt for one sold for $6 million. Wow. Yeah, so that's why Boots should wait to fight Earl. Yeah, he should. but to be honest, Earl need to go ahead and fight Boots now. Go on, take that loss and then keep on rolling. Because Boots gonna be a beast, man. But what I was saying is Haney, I need to see Haney, Adrian. I need to see Haney at 140. I do, because I need to see if when he put on extra weight and he put on with muscle, will it come with a little bit of power? And that's gonna be the deciding factor, because if he doesn't have a lot of power, he's not gonna keep Russell off of him. He's not. Oh, yeah, people gonna run from Boots. They're not gonna fight that dude. They're not wanting to fight him now. Yeah. Yeah, they running from him now. They gonna dodge that, bro. She said, I have Haney. The only one taking Haney to task is Shakur. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. Shakur can listen, that's gonna be a fireworks match. It really is. She said, man, listen, to see Haney / Shakur. Ooh, hey, oh my God. Would that not be a fight? Would that not be a fight? Here's another pillow punching Polly. Who's another pillow punching Polly? Haney? He's a pillow punching Polly. Haney is. You think Haney is? I think Haney hits a little harder than Polly. I do. Because this is what I judged that from. This is what I judged that from. People rushed in on Polly's ass. They really did. Haney, he doesn't have a lot of knockout power. We can see that. But JoJo didn't rush in there. Kambosos fought him twice and got done worse the second time. So he's hitting them with something to keep them honest. He really is. He really is. Haney is definitely more skilled than Polly, but Haney's hitting them with something, same way Floyd was doing. League of Legacy said he thinks Haney has the slight edge with better defense, although Shakur has slightly better footwork. Both of them two dudes are beasts, man. Oh my God. Both them two guys can fight, man. I would love to see them go at it. I think Haney might be a little bigger than what's name. I don't know if that'll help him or not. She said, I give a young lion a lot of props. Youngest undisputed in the 4-belt era. Much respect. Listen, I give him respect for that, but I give him a little bit more respect for going all the way over to Australia and taking that messed up ass contracts to make that fight happen. He went all the way over there. And he was looking like what's name was saying, he was looking kind of frail a little bit, but night of the fight, he looked good. Night of the fight, he looked good. And that's why I give him credit, man. And you know, once you win that undisputed belt, man, now he's getting all the stuff he needs. He's getting he hired a nutritionist. And the thing that I like about Haney, and I like the thing I like about Haney, I like about Ryan Garcia, Haney, and some of these other fighters like Boots, man, they don't get into trouble outside the ring. They don't get into all that foolishness. Tank does. Tank gets into shit. He really does. And I like to see Tank fight. I hope he keeps his stuff together, but Tank seems like a ticking time bomb, man. Yeah, he showed it without words. Yeah. Yeah, he didn't talk it. He walked it. He said, Shakur is my favorite fighter. He just got to stay away from them mob ties. Oh, God. Did you see that? He's there at the place where they're in there shooting, and he could have got shot. He could have got shot with that. But now they're saying that it was kind of, it was kind of a planned thing. They shot that dude and all that. But Shakur need to stay away from that. That was epic. He did the thing. Yeah, he did. He did the thing. Haney did the thing, man. He really did. He really did. He said Haney rearranged Kambosos' face second time around. He did. Haney is the bigger and longer than Shakur. Speed is close. Appreciate it. Facts. But hey, listen. I hope they make that fight. But Shakur is saying he wants to fight Loma, right? So Loma, when he saw Devin, he looked at Devin like he didn't Yeah. He could have almost got shot there, but I think he stepped away from him when he got shot and killed. That guy got shot and killed. And you remember Shakur was down in Florida one time and got into a little altercation, a little bit of fight long time ago. These cats are young, they're getting into stuff. But the thing I can say about Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, people like that, I like that they carrying themselves really good outside the ring. So I don't think those cats out there drinking and getting crazy. You know what I mean? Now they might be chasing girls, but hey, they come with the territory. She said he was mean with it the second time around, had George face all bleeding, whole face bleeding. Listen, listen. Haney put it on him. But like I said, if he can't punch and they keep saying he's pillow fisted, he's throwing something out there to keep these guys at bay. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Adrian, on that. Yeah, man. Just I'm telling you, man. But that's the fight I want to see. I want to see Shakur and what's name? I'd like to see Shakur and Tank. That would be a good ass fight too. That would be a really good fight. Loma and Shakur would be a good fight because they were sparring together too. That'd be a nice fight too. Appreciate you, Will. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, that'd be a really good fight, man. I would love to see that fight. But let me ask you guys this. Do y'all think that if Loma passes on that fight, Shakur and Devin will fight next? Because I don't know if Loma's gonna take that fight next. The way he looked at Devin, he said, you said, yes, it will. You agree? Yeah. Because when Haney got in that ring, Loma looked up to him, told him some lightweight. He said, nah, this guy's a heavyweight. He looked up at him and then they asked him. He said, well, yeah, I'll be ready. He said, you know, I might need a little time. Something he said in there. And I was like, nah, that didn't sound too sure. That didn't. Yeah, Loma. She said, yep. And Loma's going to duck. That's exactly what's going to happen, man. Oh, yeah, you might have ran Jackie Hernandez off. Yeah, we had to keep Jackie in here, man. We got to keep them in here, man. The women be bringing it too, man. Everybody be bringing it, man. But you know what, man? There's probably a lot of people going live tonight, man. It's probably a lot of people. So, you know, everybody, you know, some of them bigger channels got like 400-500 people in there. So I get it. So you might not have ran her off. Blue might be going live. Who knows? Yeah. Said Loma didn't look good in the comeback. Nah, Loma didn't. Nah. Said Devin has to move up after his next 1 to 2 fights. I agree with that. Yeah, he's gonna have to get on up out of there. Too big for Loma, too fast, too long, too young. Yeah. No, she a plug. Oh, she a plug. She the plug for him. What she do? Come here and listen? I mean, I don't know. Did she come listen and then keep on going? Maybe. You know, but hey, everything I said, I'll damn stand on it. Shit, we can go in there and debate about all of that, man. Shush. I'll stand on everything I said because I didn't say nothing to insult the dude, but everything I damn said, I meant about that whole thing. You know, Blue threw himself on that side of the fence, and that means we can talk about it. I ain't in here just to dog people, but I'm in here to tell the truth, even with my favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? Within reason. Like the stuff that goes on outside the ring, like some of the antics and stuff that's outside the ring, this personal stuff, I don't really get into that. But some people do. But if it's within boxing, you know, like I said, Spence was blowing up. You know, some other stuff. Teofimo Lopez is dodging. He don't want to fight nobody, you know. I took up for Bud. Now that Bud is ducking, I'm calling Bud out. Yeah, we gotta tell it like it is, man. Yeah, man. We here for the real shit. I think with Usyk going for undisputed, Loma feels obligated to match him. Listen, Loma don't have it like Usyk, man. Usyk, what did he do? He's like, I don't want to tune up. He went straight after Anthony Joshua's butt. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want that. He didn't want that. He was like, man, I'm not playing around here, man. Last hurrah for Loma. Oh, it is. Yeah. The last hurrah for him, man. Oh, you might go see T.O. at the square? Okay, cool. Listen, I watch T.O. fights. I think he ducks, but I watch his fight. Listen, I think T.O. is a really good fighter. I really do. I think that once he beat Loma, I think he just it went to his head. He started playing around, doing everything else. And he came in thinking George Kambosos was a pushover. And he gotta keep taking it serious, man. He's got to keep taking that stuff serious. You know? He's got to. And to be honest, I like to see him and Devin fight. For a while there, I thought T.O. could beat Ryan. I think T.O. got some power. But then when T.O. seemed like his heart wasn't into a little bit more, you know. Hey, she said, but Usyk is real quiet after Deontay clipped him. Yeah, dude on the back foot he said crickets. Hey, and guess what? He didn't hit him with a hard shot either, did him? He caught him like that, and I don't even know how that shot was even that effective, man. He said, at Miss Diana, have fun, drink beer and shot for me. Hats off to you. Hey, he didn't. But didn't they say, was it me? But didn't they say on that thing that Deontay Wilder, the winner of him versus what's name, was gonna be a title eliminator for the WBC? Then now he's fighting Andy Ruiz. Didn't that happen? But then now, yeah. But Usyk should have fought him. Why not? Why not? I don't think Usyk wants to fight. I don't think Usyk wants to fight. Crazy dude. The one not Wilder out. Man, my mind's it's just my brain crashing today. Yeah, now they want to fight Ruiz. Yeah. And they should be going for undisputed, but I don't think Usyk wants to go for undisputed. I think he thinks what's name is cheating. Hey, Diana's mean, boy. Hey, that's a straight right. That's a straight right or a straight left, ain't it? Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it, Diana? Is that a straight right? But yeah, man. Fury. Yeah, man, my brain crashed. Thank you, Clint. Yeah, I don't know, my brain crashed. Fury. You think Usyk don't want to fight Fury because he think Fury might be cheating? Yeah, I think that's what it could be. Or do you think he just don't think he can beat Fury? Because AJ don't want to fight Fury either. Them guys over there across seas don't want to fight Fury. And I don't know if I can't say they scared of him, but I don't know. I don't know after that boar meat, if it's that boar meat that's scaring everybody off. He's alone as they ain't uppercut. Yeah. I don't know, man. What's up, T-Word? How's it going, man? Glad you came up in the building, man. Hey, we got to ask you the questions now. You rolling up in, man. We gotta know your take on some stuff, man. We want to know your thoughts on Bivol versus Ramirez. Who you think gonna win? And do you think it's gonna go to the distance, right? Remember yesterday I was saying Ramirez, and then I said I want to go do a little bit of more research on him. I did some research on Ramirez and just looking at some of his stuff and just doing the breakdown on both of them. And so I did the breakdown on both fighters. And what I came up with is I'm giving the nod to Bivol. Because the reason why I was going with and I'm gonna say this, I went for Ramirez because I said he got way more experience. He's 44-0 with 33 knockouts. So he's got more knockouts than Bivol had fights. I like Bivol. I think he's got some really good boxing fundamentals. I think he lacks a little bit of experience because when he was fighting Canelo, he could have capitalized on Canelo by going to the body, doing some feints, wearing Canelo down, and then trying to put him out of there, right? So that's why that's what had me on the fence. But when I looked at it, I saw Ramirez was fighting a lot of Cubans, and that's the ones he was knocking out. And styles make fights. So it's going to be different between that and somebody that's a really good boxer that came off a really good win like that. And so I think it's going to be a good one. So I'm giving what's the name? Said Ramirez wants to get 50-0. So yeah, we'd like to hear that. He said, I like Bivol by decision, but Zurdo will make it a tough fight. Educated jabs and rock solid defense. Ramirez record is a little bloated. I agree with that. Because I looked at some of them fighters. Like he beat, I forgot the guy from Germany and stuff, but it went the distance. But the guys that came from with the Cuban style, he stopped some of those guys. So we'll see. And then something else that I brought up too. I don't know if you saw this or not, but did you see Rick Glacier? I'm gonna tell you, me and Rick Glacier went back half a second, and I just didn't respond back to him. But I put this up on Twitter. He put I listened to Earl Spence on a video. This is what Rick Glacier put up. I listened to Earl Spence on a video from earlier this year, heard how his speech was slurred, then went back to some older videos right after he beat Kell Brook. And let me tell you, Earl's speech is much worse now. He now sounds damaged. This cannot be ignored. Wow. Boxing. That's what he said, right? Then I responded to Rick Glacier and I said, at Rick Glacier, seems like you're upset with your fall from grace because Spence had already done blocked him. And then he put laugh a bunch of cracking up. He said, I have no fall from grace. So that's his response to me. So, so that catches us up on that. Said versus Canelo, Bivol knew he didn't need to knock him out. He didn't, but to make a statement to knock him out, it still makes a better statement with confidence and shows people that, because some fights are won outside the ring with a little intimidation, a little bit more respect, And if he had knocked Canelo out or hurt Canelo really bad, then going into a Ramirez fight, be a little bit more respect. Remember, Mike Tyson always said, I beat people outside the ring before they even came in the ring. It helps. Off topic, but my feelings against the wall, but Eagles getting it in. His favorite was Lennox Lewis. Said Glacier seems like a jerk. Yeah, they say he's a 60-year-old jerk. Now we're talking about then we kind of spiraled on down to the light heavyweights, and we're talking about how good Devin Haney would do getting up at 140. Diana said, at will, Lennox to me was the best in the game. I think Lennox beats any heavyweight in any era. You think so? Lennox was good, man. Lennox was good. Lennox was real good. Lennox had a hell of a jab. What was it? G-Rock 44 said that that's kind of that little southern twang that's how they do. You think it could be his speech, or you think because of them teeth? Because ever since those teeth. Now, sometimes they did talk to Spence at the fights and stuff, and Spence had been, enjoying himself at the fight. So some of that was a little bit off of that. But when Spence did his press conference for Ugas, he sound great. He sound great with that. I'll go back and listen to that. Haney would gain some power at 140/147 because he wouldn't leave his power in the gym. Yeah. And that's what I was telling what's name them. They said how would they was wondering how he would do against Russell. So said Lennox beats a beast in David 2 hour with a jab. Yeah, he did. He did. But Lennox jab was incredible, man. It was incredible. But to beat every era, y'all think he beat anybody in every era? I think with most of these cats now, that jab right here is just amazing. That jab is amazing. So, and you know what's funny? A lot of heavyweights right now, they don't have that good. Well, the ones I'm seeing, they don't have a good snappy jab because AJ pushes his punches. When you see AJ punch, he's pushing them. He ain't throwing them out there snapping them. He ain't snapping them. He's just pushing like. It's like he don't have no pop on his punches. That hurts AJ. So somebody like Lennox would tear AJ up. Said Lennox was the best all around, most complete heavyweight with power and boxing skills. He said, in this era, in these days, maybe, but not back then. He said, if he had a couple of fights at 140, he could give Russell hell. Lennox would be top 5 in every heavyweight era since the 70s. Yeah, he do pretty good. Riddick Bowe was a beast, man. Riddick Bowe. Who else? Man, we had a lot of good heavyweights over the years. But you're right, that jab from Lennox was man, it's hard to get past that jab, man. That jab of his was, man, that'll hurt you. Hey, and I like when he beat Rodman. Rodman. Remember Rodman knocked him out? I wasn't Lennox. Lennox was filming a movie back then and didn't train good. And then he got beat, and then he came right in, and then man, he rocked him, knocked him out. He revenged that loss with a vengeance. Said, what four fighters will Haney beat? T.O. is number 5. And in my opinion, I got T.O. Stay away from 147. If you say Haney, I'll say Boots. Oh, yeah. Haney, I don't think Haney can't. Haney can't. Nah, there's no way Haney going to beat Boots. There's no way. Wilder versus Lennox Lewis. I don't know if Wilder beat Lennox, man. That jab, because Lennox is tall, and that jab is hard, man. That jab, it's hard to get around that jab that Lennox had, man. Said Boots will be 154 in 3 years. Yeah. Yeah, he's a huge 147. Yeah, he's gonna go 140. He's gonna go 147, 154, and 160. Yep. He said if Link still has the garbage belt that Bo threw in the garbage, or did they give him a different one? Oh, yeah, they probably definitely gave him a different one. Bo was a mental, undisciplined mess. He was, but he could fight. When he showed up, he could, and you wasn't just gonna put him down easy. You weren't gonna put him down easy, man. Said Lennox beat versus Gallardo beat him up in one round. Man, Lennox, hey, it was good, man. What I think Haney will do, what we think Haney will do at 140. I got to see how his power comes up. He's got all the other skills. He's got all the other skills, but he's got to have that power to come back, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it looked like that. Well, Lennox can KO. Yeah. You know what I mean? Lennox could stop Wilder. He could. But what did Wilder say? It only takes one punch. It only takes one. You remember when Lennox was fighting oh my God. What's his name that had the nervous breakdown in the ring? And Lennox was trying to knock him out at first. God. Hold on. Let me look him up. I'll tell you this. Hold on 1 second. Look it up. I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, McCall. Oliver McCall. It was Oliver McCall. Yeah, I remember when Oliver McCall was in there. Said, yeah, Deontay has laid down every fighter he has faced. Yeah, every fighter he's faced hit the mat. Tyson Fury is the only one that got up. Oliver McCall. Yep, exactly what it was. McCall. And you remember Lennox was trying to get him out, or he couldn't take him out. Couldn't take that dude out. Said Wilder gets destroyed by Lennox. He just doesn't have a sound foundation. I'm glad he's working on it. Man, you know what? At the end of the day, Wilder, his name is right. He's wild. 95% KO. To be honest, I'm glad that we did get to see it play out. I'm glad that we got to see how it goes, the adversity and all the stuff that Wilder had to go through. But when you really think about it, that first fight, man, I give that first fight to Wilder, man. Dude, that count and all that, Wilder should have fought that. But Wilder was gonna fight him again anyway. But it was a good fight, though. I mean, they both wasn't throwing a lot of punches. It was some rounds, it was like 7 punches thrown. Through the whole fight, I think through the whole fight on the first fight, Tyson Fury landed 7 more punches. That was a punch difference. It was 7 more punches. I think it was 160, 163. It was 7. It was a 7 punch landed difference, is what it was. Yep. Yeah. Oliver McCall was going through some stuff, man. Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah. Wilder has it. All you gotta do, like he said, all he's gotta do is catch you with it. But cocaine is a hell of a drug, man. Listen, Fury had to be on something to keep. Listen, man. Listen, I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say, man. And it's opinion. I could be wrong. Y'all can listen. Y'all can agree with me or not. But Tyson Fury, for him to be that big, that out of shape, right? He doesn't get tired hardly. He gets knocked down and he gets back up. Man, if that ain't cocaine getting him up off that mat, man. Because you remember, like they always say, man, you hear him? I agree, he was on something. Something got his ass up off that mat. There's no way, like they say, police officers say that when people be on stuff, you can shoot them. They'll get down, they'll get right back up off that PCP, right? And I don't know. I can't say he was definitely on something, but it was something, man. It was something, man. She said, I absolutely agree. He was on something. I don't know if it was coke or whatever it was. Something. He said, Wilder has flaws. He needs someone like Derrick James. The problem is Wilder too late in his career now, man. Wilder's like, what, 35, 36 years old, something like that? 35, something like that. You said adrenaline? You think it was adrenaline, man? Could be, but I just don't see adrenaline get. If that's the case, a lot more fighters would get up. And think about it. Think about all the adrenaline. Deontay has knocked out 95% of his people, and nobody has ever gotten up like that. He knocked Tyson Fury down twice in one fight, and that dude got up. It's amazing, man. And maybe he wasn't on it. I don't know. And like I said, it's just speculation. It's just speculation on my end. That seemed like somebody off on some cocaine, man. Like how Tony Montana did, in Scarface, You know what I'm saying? I just, to me, I promise, man, it's like how Scarface got shot. You know how people get shot on cocaine and they keep on going? It takes a lot to take somebody down off that coke. And when they drug test, I don't think they drug test too much for coke. They drug testing for PEDs these days, Vada. You know what I mean? I don't know. But it's amazing that dude got up. And you see how Wilder hit this last dude, barely caught him on the bridge of his nose. And dude, like he got hit by a bat. And he didn't get up. But Fury got up. That dude got up. Either Fury was on something or Fury got the best chin and recovery in the world. He's got the best. Nobody is going to get hit that many times and get it. And every single time he got up. Every single time. He said, yep, it keeps the heart pumping hard, but cocaine mixed with it probably more so of an extra stimulant. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'll go with you on it. But I just know what they say, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Oh, if you said fact, you was there, you heard that punch. Man, listen, nobody on this planet can knock Fury out. I don't think. If Wilder couldn't knock him out, said, and you got to remember, he never really got hit with a flush shot. Yeah, but Wilder done knocked some people out with some glaring shots. Like, look at this last one. It was like he was stepping back and barely caught dude in the nose. And that dude is almost as big as Fury. Knocked him out, and dude was like hurt. Everybody that Deontay Wilder hit, whether it was a glancing blow or straight up blow, they never got up. But I can't, listen, that's just my opinion. And I can't say that when he hit Fury, that Fury was definitely on something. That's just my own speculation. That ain't a fact. So I can't put that on him. But now I do. And the reason why I said it, because Fury has been known to cheat, you know what I mean, with that boar meat. And he has failed a test. So that's why I say I don't put it past him. And cocaine's a hell of a drug, man. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Yeah, some can give a punch and some can take a punch. Fury sure the hell can take a punch. I ain't never seen nobody recover that fast. Who else done been hit like that and done recovered time in and time out by a big puncher? I've never seen nobody recover like that. When Tyson hit somebody, hell, when Tank hit somebody real good and flush, they not getting back up. Said Fury's rolling with most of the shots. Okay, for Fury to be that big, he can definitely move. Oh, yeah, Fury can move. He can move, man. He can. To be a big dude like that, he can move. Yeah, second fight with Stavern wasn't a flush shot either. Nah, Deontay just got to connect just a little bit. He gets you loopy. Cause dude, he knocked Ortiz out twice. Good. Wilder done knocked everybody down. Everybody he fought. He done got him. Everybody. But he got knocked out too. He didn't get back up. I think his problem was he put on too much damn weight for that last fight. That was stupid to be 230. He was 239 or 229 that fight. That was foolish. Deontay fights a lot better at 215, 212ish, something down in there. Because he's quicker. He don't get tired. He's never gotten tired. But when he put on all that weight against Fury, those two fights, that was just too much weight for him, man. His body can't take it. Slows him down, slows his punching down and all that. He can't take it. His body can't take that. You know? He said Deontay just overwhelms. He kind of timed Hellenius. Yeah, he did. He timed it. And threw that shot right there, and it wasn't a good one. It wasn't a really good shot. Because when he fell, I was like, what the hell is that? Then that saw him, I was like, that man don't even like a good enough hit to knock him down. You know what I mean? But it's deceptive, you know? Because in your mind, that night when I watched, I was like, oh, hell, I can take that punch. She said, Fury rolled with the mob bosses. Fury is banned from entering America. So, yep, he cheats. Oh, yeah, he definitely does. He definitely does. And mobs rig fights. That's probably why Crawford trying to stick with them on. Yeah. But with Stavern, he was taking too many on the gloves that can still hurt you. Yep. Just like headgear don't help you when you get buzzed. No, it don't. It don't. When you got your gloves against your face, them hitting them gloves, it's hitting your face too. It really is. But that power, but Wilder probably got I never agreed with that. I really did. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I thought Wilder was one of the hardest punchers in boxing, but I thought maybe George Foreman might hit harder or Tyson hit harder. But now that now with knocking Fury down and just everybody fight, Wilder might have the hardest punching power in boxing history. He might, man. He said, go back in history. Jake LaMotta and Randall Tex Cobb can't be knocked out. Said, well, Fury was 260, 270. Wilder's team thought 212 was too light, too small. Yeah, they did. But listen, you can't go in there and outbox Fury. Fury can box. My thing, the only hope is just to knock Fury out. You want to be fast, you want to hit him, and you want to land the right spot, land the right punch. Because Wilder knocked him down the first fight. He was down, but he got back up. You know what I mean? Said Fury definitely got help with a long count for sure. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he did. He got help with a long count. He should have been out of there. He should have. But the thing about it is if Wilder had won that fight, it was so close. I think Wilder would have fought him again. You know, Wilder would have, and the same thing would have happened. So he would have had one win versus a draw. That's the only thing would have changed, and Fury would have won the second and won the third. Fury would have. Yep. He said he got concussive power. He actually is the hardest puncher in history. His knockdown and knocked down every opponent. He's knocked down and knocked down every opponent. Yep, he has. He really has. The third fight, another long count, fourth round, second knockdown. Yeah, it was. But Fury got back up. He got back up. Yep. He got back up. The thing that I respect about Wilder, the dude to fight, he will fight King Kong or Godzilla. He's gonna do it. And that's why I like it. He ain't the most skillful fighter, but he gonna go in there and he gonna try to do it. Oh, yeah. Britta once said, remember the ref said he gave him a longer count because the fight was so good. Hey, yeah. But when you do that, and this is the thing too. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you on there. I read it right for you. I read it right for you. Hey, listen, I pronounce it wrong, and when y'all get it wrong, I can get it right sometimes. So we all in this thing together. At least we sound better than that crap that that Crawford didn't put up on Twitter. Yeah, yeah. She said character integrity. Yes, exactly. Outside heavyweight, favorite fighters of all times. Mm, Roy Jones used to be my favorite fighter of all time. He was. He was my favorite fighter. If he had retired when he beat Ruiz, when he beat Ruiz, if he retired, he would have been down as being basically one of probably the best one. Yeah, so basically he cheated for Fury. Yeah, he would have. He would have. I mean, not would have. He did. He did. He cheated for Fury. Hagler's your favorite fighter? Yeah, Roy was my favorite fighter. Was one of my favorite fighters. But I like him for different reasons in different eras. You know what I mean? Of course, Muhammad Ali was one of my favorites too. You know, Sweet Pea was good. Sweet Pea was good. Sweet Pea was good. But favorite, I say it was Roy. It was Roy. But Roy beating Ruiz and jumping back down and beating Tarver, and he should have just retired after he beat Tarver the first fight. He should have never came down and fought Tarver. I think he should have just retired at heavyweight. Should have retired at heavyweight. And he beat Tarver the first time. Ernie Shavers, George Foreman, huge punchers. Yep. All right, Adrian, man. Be good, man. Catch you, man. You know, we'll be on Monday. We're going to roll up in here Monday. Yeah, then Tarver happened. But, you know, this is the thing. Tarver had already been training for that dude for years, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He been, you know, every time you fight somebody, you got to get up for it. Tarver wasn't doing shit. Tarver wasn't doing nothing but baiting him into it. And he beat Tarver the first time. But he wasn't happy enough with that. You know what I mean? And you can't keep bouncing up and down out of weight. He went all the way up and fought Ruiz and then came back down. Said Johnny Tapia. Little guys, yeah. But my favorite fighter was Roy, man, for a while. It was. But like I said, when Roy went up and beat Ruiz and then moved back down, John Ruiz, and that was the perfect fight for Roy to go up there and win a belt. Because John Ruiz wasn't the biggest heavyweight. And when Roy fought him, y'all remember? Roy got tired in that fight a little bit. He got tired. I was like, man, ain't good. Then you drop down in weight. And you can see that. You can't put on all that muscle mass and then drop back down at that age. He's at the end of his career. That was stupid for him. Said Crawford is a duck and not even a good liar. He forgets or maybe doesn't know about the Muhammad Ali Act passed in 1996. He said he wanted transparency. That's what would given to him. Yeah, of course it would have. But, you know, the thing about it is, Crawford, the truth is, man, Crawford didn't give a damn about transparency, man. He really didn't. He just wanted, I think what Crawford wanted, I think Crawford has a little bit of a jealousy issue with Spence. Because Spence is getting so much love, so much notoriety, and Spence has never been undisputed. So Crawford feel like, man, I done been in 3 different weight divisions. I was undisputed at 140. I come in this division and blah, 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 blah. And I want you guys to run out the red carpet because I got this belt that I'm holding hostage. So I think a little bit is that transparency stuff that he was asking for was just stall tactics and just him being a butthole. And a little bit of him not knowing how the business really works. Because he was so worried about guaranteed money, he don't know. That's kind of foreign to him too. So he said Tarver was a drug cheat, so he gets no respect from me on beating Roy. Remember, he stated losing. He stated losing every fight after. He started losing every fight after. Yeah, he did. Yeah. But you know what? Tarver really didn't do a whole lot before that. Tarver was a good fighter, but he was already preparing from Roy for years. Yep. Said he was greedy. Yeah, he was greedy. He was real greedy. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, this is the thing. He says one thing because he's trying to get all that heat off of him. You know what I mean? Bud says one thing because he's trying to get the heat off of him. Truth is, he want everybody to forgive him and buy his fights. And he feels like I've done enough and people just hating. People ain't hating on you. He don't get that through his head. People don't want to see you fight tomato cans. He saw what he did to Ugas. He didn't want that orbital bone to get broke. Ribs and nose. Nah, he didn't want that shit. He didn't want that shit. Not for a big substantial fee, of course. The dude said, he went to Spence and said, we're going to get $25 million a piece. Spence said, where the money coming from? He didn't want to say where the money coming from. But you want transparency through Al Heyman. But you ain't really worried about transparency through BLK. That shit doesn't make sense. Or let's say he did know where the money came from. He didn't want to give Earl Spence transparency. You want transparency, but you don't want to give it to Earl Spence. That's that talking out your neck shit. That's what that is. That's talking out your neck. And then he said he was going to get 25 million, but he's making 10 million. Why didn't Bud say, how did we go from y'all going to pay me for 25 million to how did I drop down to 10 million? Y'all just took 15 million away from me because I'm not fighting Earl Spence. How the hell does that happen? Please tell me, guys, how the hell does that happen? If somebody promises you, if somebody says, man, we want you and Earl, we'll give y'all 50 million. You can't get Earl to come over there. Then you go, well, okay, I'll just take 10. Come on, man. Hell, you could have said, well, okay, well, shit. If I can't get Earl, why don't y'all still give me 25 or give me 15 million and go get Boots? Could have said that. He said, I just think Crawford don't want Earl to be undisputed like he was in the lower weight classes. Listen, right. I think it's some jealousy there with him, man. I think it's really jealousy with that, man. I don't really think he's really kind of scared of Spence. I think he has a healthy respect for Spence, though. You know what I mean? Because he knows Spence can damn fight. He knows it ain't gonna be an easy one. And Spence wants that fight. Everybody else is kind of like Crawford. Well, not Crawford, like Sean Porter was. But Earl, like, man, I want that fight. I'm going to go take his shit and I'm gonna stop him. That's what Earl's saying. And I think that to Crawford, he's like a little bit, he's like, but you don't go from 25 million saying you're gonna take 10. Said he and Fury should have had the belts taken over inactivity. Yeah. Oh, Fury, man. I don't understand Fury, but they let Fury get away with a lot of stuff, man. Fury gets away with stuff can't hardly nobody get away with. This dude got caught with PEDs and boar meat, right? The guy comes out, the farmer says, they offered me $50,000 to say that. They didn't pay me my money. Tyson Fury gave up his license, could not fight, came to America to fight. Yep, like you said, it's all mob. It's all mob. Said that 50 million coming from dirty money. Earl ain't stupid. We all got to remember who Crawford signed with. Exactly. But listen, remember when I said this the other day, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. The CIA from over there across seas, from over there in England, Europe, and all that area. So the CIA is their version of the CIA. So Daniel Kinahan got caught, right? And they're saying that they part of mobs is dirty money, right? And nobody can deal with them. So let's say, come to find out that BLK is a part of that, right? Do y'all think that the CIA on both sides of the pond can confiscate that money? So what if these fighters go in there and fight, right? And then they go in there and confiscate the money? Could that happen? I think it could. I think the government can do whatever the hell they want. But let's say Crawford push that on him and Spence, and the government steps in because the IRS want to know what's going on. They see all this stuff going on. They still working. They didn't go away. They looking for Kinahan. They looking for that dude, man, right? They got, what is a $5 million thing out on him? So his whole organization is under a magnifying glass, right? So let's say Crawford say, okay, I'm gonna go take it. They already been warned. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She said DK has OFAC on him too, higher than FBI, CIA, and DIA. Okay, so they got these real people out there on them, right? And they going through everything with a fine comb, right? Yeah, man. Said that dude can't fly them feds on his neck. Yeah, man. Bud is trying to wait Spence out because he knows Spence is outgrowing the division. Yeah, man. He's trying to wait him out, man. The thing is, you go in there, they already warned your ass. You go in there and you start doing business with these people and looking for the money, you could get caught. Maybe the boxers get out of that because they really probably didn't know, more than likely. But you caught up in that mess. And guess what? They are not those guys. Is $50 million on the table? You think those government ain't gonna want a free $50 million? They taking that money, man. They stealing that money. We all know that. The government is gonna rob you. They're gonna take your money. The government gonna take your money, man. You know what I'm saying? The government gonna take it. That's what's gonna happen, man. He said it could hurt Spence's career in the long run. Remember, Steven said they ain't doing no business with anyone connected to Slim. Man, the thing is, man, listen. They got enough to do a lot of in-house stuff, right? And Bud wasn't even supposed to. Bud should have stayed neutral where he could have fought on PBC, right? But at the end of the day, the government gonna step in on that stuff, man. And maybe they legit. Maybe BLK is legit. They still got to overcome that hurdle of how they gonna make fights and get good fights. Bud is 35 years old, be 36 next year. This time next year, this is the thing. If you start up a new company, Bud doesn't have enough time to let that company develop. That company ain't gonna just run in and start running stuff. They got to get fighters. You know what I'm saying? They got to get fighters. Who is Bud gonna fight? Everybody around Bud, the PBC owns the belts. PBC owns 3 of the belts at 147. PBC owns all the belts at 154. They own those belts. Where's Bud going? Oh, yeah. He said if Bud is in bed with him, no fights. Yeah. And Bud told me, we want you to open up the books. Man, they're not going to open up their books and show you everything. They're going to be transparent. They got to be transparent. The government ain't going to let them not do it. Like I said, the Muhammad Ali Act covers that. You know what I'm saying? So Bud is talking that, and Bud knows there's no way Bud ain't heard about the Muhammad Ali Act right about now. She said, I honestly think all things wicked will fall very soon. Just a thought, everything. Listen, it's a lot of stuff going on in the background. It's a lot of stuff going on in the background, and people ain't rushing in for that kind of stuff. But how do you walk away? You say, the biggest fight of my life, where you can be 2-time undisputed, the first male to do that in the 4-belt era. Clarissa Shields is the first person to do it, and she's a female. She's in the Guinness Book of World Records. Bud would go down to the Guinness Book of World Records. It's the first ballot Hall of Fame for him. It's no guessing. You beat Spence and you become 2-time undisputed. You even go up and you try to fight Jermell. Man, you in there. You in there. Win or lose with Jermell. You know what I'm saying? So they got a lot of bankruptcy on the back as well. Oh, okay. So you look at all that, right? So Bud walks away from Spence, the biggest fight. Bud had more to gain than Spence did. Spence was just going to be 1-time undisputed. Hell, Devin Haney is that. Spence is right there. So Bud had more to gain than Spence. Yeah, Bud only cares for oneself. I always say this to people. When you look out for yourself, in the end, that's what you'll have is yourself. You know what I mean? You just try to cut everybody's throat. And listen, you made everybody look bad. Bomac looks bad. Bernie the Boxer, all of them look bad. You know something? We ain't heard nothing from Bomac. Exactly, Clint Eastwood. Bud is B-side, but want to call shots, and he ain't earned it. See, I think Bud got some kind of jealousy thing. He won a belt, won belts at 135, 140, undisputed, and 147, one belt. And he feels like when I roll up in there, they should give me 50-50 because I got all this stuff behind me. Nah, it don't work like that, man. It just doesn't. You want those, you are B-side. Period. Period. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, scroll this back down. Everything came in all at once. He said he never saw Bob's books. Yep, he always got upfront money. That was his stupid ass knows nothing about back end money. That's why his money ain't as long as Spence. Man, I agree with that. I keep telling people, somebody was on here saying, man, but man, they ain't getting no upfront money. Man, dude, you make more money. Because the way the fight is promoted, you get more on the back end than you will on the front end. If you do it that way, you know what I mean? I understand they say, okay, we give you a little bit this, but you're gonna get a higher percentage in the back. You know what I mean? No risk, no reward. He said, I keep asking the question. David Avanesian is a Kinahan fighter as well. How does he even get into the US to fight? Have he got a promoter in a venue yet? Last I checked, neither was done. Well, Jeffrey, appreciate you coming up in here, man. Hey, well, what it is they secured a spot up there in Nebraska. But you told me something. I didn't know David Avanesian was a Kinahan fighter. I didn't know that. I know I'm gonna do a little bit more research on that. I knew he was a tomato can, so I was like, oh well. Yeah, Chris Tucker. He said he tried to get EJ to cut Al out with the deal. My Siri just started picking up for no damn reason. How the hell that happened? And he said he tried to cut Al out, EJ to cut Al out the deal, and why would he do that? Yeah, listen, that's stupid. It's foolish. Spence ain't a sellout. Yep, Jeffrey, he sure was Kinahan fighter, but MTK is off the market, shut down. Yeah, they are. But what he asked was how is it he can come over, but Tyson Fury can't. Tyson Fury might be a little, I don't know. I don't know if Tyson Fury is a little bit more into it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe because of the bigger names or not. I don't know. Yeah, but it was new to me. Y'all taught me something tonight. I'll go do some more research on that one. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of research on that. Yep. He said, Bud trying to do that, TFMO, and the dude Devin just beat, trying to make side deals, and we see how that went. Yep. Yep. Cambosis. Yep. And the thing about it is, man, you know, all these little side deals and all that little silly stuff that goes on, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. My point is this. You got the biggest fight in boxing. You know it's going to generate money. And they're telling you, and you heard Spence say, man, we was doing a hedge fund for you to make sure you straight. They was trying to look out for him, but Bud is so caught up in Bud's feelings that he got that little diva type attitude, man. He said, what venue is secure? Last I checked, it wasn't the Shy Health Center. That's what they said. That's what they said it was, which is what's on the fight poster. And last I knew, there was no promoter on the fight. Hey, Jeffrey, your guess is as good as mine. But the thing about it is I'm not watching the fight. I'm not paying one penny to watch that fight. If I roll up someplace and the fight is on TV, yeah. If I see the fight for free, maybe. But that night, I'm actually watching the Top Rank fight. I'm watching Top Rank. I'm going over on Top Rank. I'm going on Top Rank. I won't pay a dime for that. So to me, it sounds like a whole bunch of malarkey, a bunch of BS that Bud and them brought to the table. And Bud told us, man, y'all haters if y'all don't support it. Man, how the hell are we haters? You know what I'm saying? How the hell is that? It's under private party and not me either. Not one dime. Oh, Deanna's saying, Jeffrey, to answer your question, it's under private party. So for December the 10th. But that's what they said it was. So they might have it out, you know. They have to have it. They have to have it already done. You know, they have to. It has to be already booked because they can't wait. No venue, no cable network, no promotion. That joint going to be on Instagram. hey, you ain't never lied, man. They're gonna have that thing on Instagram. It's gonna be the new TikTok fight. Yeah, Instagram live. Yeah, the Shy Health Center doesn't even have the fight listed on its calendar. The 10th is empty. Well, I guess I'm a hater because I'm sure not buying that fight. I am definitely a hater. Hey, I tweeted Bud the other day because he was going off on somebody. I tweeted Bud. I said, hey, man, for $79, I'll pay to watch you fight Thurman, Boots, Spence, or even Ortiz. But for $39, I'd rather go throw that in the strip club. At least I'm gonna get something I'm gonna get something unexpected. You know what I'm saying? But watching you have a high paying exhibition bout or a sparring match, nah, I ain't with that, man. I ain't with that, man. Yeah, they ain't gonna say ain't nobody watching pay-per-view. No, bud. That's only when you're fighting. Exactly. Everybody else is selling stuff, but Bud can't. Because Bud makes all the bad decisions. Bad decisions, Bud. They paying Bud millions for a fight I could watch at the gym for free. Dog, for real. Shots fired to all them on there. hey, hey, I'm not paying a dime for that, man. She said it's wrong for Bud to say that he don't even know who his real bosses are. No, he don't. He don't know who his real bosses are. His bosses are us. And he always disrespects us and want to fight us. You know what I mean? He said, I'm not buying that fight for $34 to see a pit bull fight a poodle. Yeah, hey, you ain't never lying. Hey, what did Cat Williams say? He said, nah, I ain't never seen him. He said, but it can't be good. It can't be good. Hey, that's crazy, man. Yeah. I'm not paying for it. It says private event now. Yeah. Jeffrey says it says private event now. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Like Diana said, private event, man. But at the end of the day, all Bud had to do, Bud said he's the boss, right? But then Bud said, what did Bud say? He wasn't offered the Ortiz Thurman or the Boots fight. Well, if you're a boss, why didn't you suggest that? You said y'all can't get Spence, right? For $25 million. They told you they're gonna pay you $10 million to fight a tomato can. Why don't you say, well, give me $5 more million? Because you was gonna give me $15 million, right? Won't you give me $5 million more, 15, and let me fight Boots, Thurman, or what's the name? And Thurman would have fought for $5 million. Boots definitely would have fought for $1 million. You know what I'm saying? He said, no crowd, that joint going to look like a pandemic. Hey, they better do like they did on the pandemic. Put fake faces and stuff in there. They better hire a whole bunch. You know what they better do? They better go give all them damn tickets away for free. Everybody, Bud's family, everybody in Nebraska can get in free. Just come bring a ear of corn with you. If you're a corn husker, bring an ear of corn with you and bring it on in. Let them get in for a corn on the cob. Other than that, ain't nobody watching that. Man, support it, watch it. Man, I ain't supporting that shit, man. I am not supporting that. I'm not. What it makes me want to do is make me want to go in there and say, hey, Bud, fight me. You know what I mean? Hey, I'll beat the tomato can. I ain't had no fights, win or lose. At least I'm going to go in there and I'm going to swing. It might not go 2 rounds because I'm trying to take him out in a round or 2. And if chances are he'll take me out, but I'm okay with that. The way I look at it is I'm going to punch him, and if I get one in and take him down, guess what? I get to fight him again. That's another payday. Whoa. They just signed Crawford's next opponent. By the way, laugh my ass off. Poor Broner. What you mean they signed his next, what's the name? Oh, yeah, guys, remember the phone lines are open. Anything you guys want to say, if it's too much to type, always feel free to call in. The number is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. I'm going to put the number back up again. Bam. There we go. Yeah, he said, but conveniently doesn't listen to fans. If he did, he wouldn't be fighting. He'd be fighting Boots. Yeah, he would be fighting Boots. He'd be fighting Ortiz or Thurman. He should have fought Thurman or Boots. I'd probably say it'd be a safer bet to fight Thurman. I think he'd really fight Thurman faster. He want to fight Boots. Nah. Crawford ain't fighting Broner next. Crawford ain't gonna fight Broner next. There's nothing in it for him for Broner. I mean, ain't nothing in it for him for what's name too, but Broner ain't done nothing good or none of that. Especially not after this David Avanesian fight. After this one, he's not gonna do it. They both are his mandatory. He ain't trying to see Spence or those young boys. Yeah, could have fought them. Dude, he had 3 people he could have fought. Like you said, and all of them was his mandatories. He could have settled all that. Said Boots beats Crawford in your opinion? Boots a big dude, man. Hey, he's just like Crawford, but turned up a little bit more. And Boots handles that weight at 147 very well. He's a big kid. He's not shrinking himself down. He's not losing power. He trains all the time. He stays in shape. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Broner definitely fits the criteria. He does. Well. The Broner, the old Broner that lets his hands go, wouldn't be. But this Broner right here, you know. But Broner ain't ranked on none of that. At least what Crawford looks for, at least somebody can be ranked. They could be ranked number 10. He'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Crawford would have took it at that. You know what I'm saying? He would have took it at that. So, you know. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But it's been some really good fights, man. Been some really good fights being set. Can't wait till we see them fights, man. Yeah. So yeah, guys, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, man. Please, everybody hit the like button. Man, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We will be on Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. I don't know if I'm going live for the fight tomorrow, but I'll probably go in tomorrow and put up a little video about the fight. But I cannot wait for that fight tomorrow. Hell, I might, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Don't know what I'm doing. I don't have anything set, but I definitely want to see that. I can't wait to see that. So apparently Ja Rule, what do you say? Apparently Ja Rule and Ashanti have their concert there that same night and it's sold out. Oh well, you know. It's been awesome, everybody. Y'all have a blessed night. That's what Deanna said. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Clint Eastwood, appreciate Jeffrey, everybody that's still in the building, man. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys. We say, like I said before, we say what we got to say and we stand on it. That's straight up, no chaser. Till next time, guys, we out, fam. We are out of this piece, man. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share, though.